Bull or bear? Oh, it's going to go off and into my hand, and I'm going to count that as a bear. Well, coin was right last night with a bear. Good evening, and hey, what's up, folks? This is Brian Kuzmar with Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals in beautiful Lauderdale by the Sea. Well, not actually with the video cam here. This is, as you know, the live sloppy Joe cam down on Duval Street in Key West. One of my employees, actually, he was due back on Monday, called me to say he couldn't make it in Monday because of a self-induced illness that you often get in Key West, which we call hangovers. Here, I'm sorry, let me hit that play button here. Looks like a very beautiful evening out there. If it's anything close to the weather we have right here, it's got to be like 80 degrees plus. But still, all these folks enjoying themselves off the cruise ship, most of them, except, is that my employee Dave? Let me see. Is he still down there, damn it? Anyways, let's take a look at the spot prices today. Coin got it right yesterday, said it was going to be a bear market, and it was. It got monkey hammered down. Not organically, not because a bunch of people sold gold, silver, and platinum. That's not why these things went down. It's because a bunch of nonsense and shenanigans happening in the Crimex markets, as usual, with the big commercials shaking out the managed money longs, particularly in silver, but probably in the gold markets just as well. But what does this mean? It means that, folks, the price of gold, silver, and platinum are really still super cheap, in my opinion. Not only that, the premiums haven't changed much, and we're going to get into that here shortly. Let me just open up that window a little bit there, a little bit bigger. Premiums are still super cheap. The price of platinum and silver and gold are still super cheap. So if you still got ammo, or if you ammo, if you still got enough ammo left, I'd pull the trigger really and buy at these levels. I mean, we haven't seen sub 19 yet, and that seems to be the psychological level right here, 20. But you know, we could probably see it. It's the middle of the week. It's going to be hump day tomorrow. So I think it's very possible by Friday we could see sub $20 silver. Again, especially given that the with this Fed news and the raising of the interest rates and all that other stuff that the big commercial banks use to monkey hammer the price of silver and gold down, again, collusively and all that other nonsense. But this does provide you a good opportunity to buy these metals on the cheap. And I'm going to tell you what the best deals are. We're going to keep this video fairly short, do best deals here in a short bit. Meanwhile, before I get there and tell you what best deals are, and try to keep this to a short video, which I always say I'm going to do, then I end up blabbing for 20 minutes. I think someone pointed that out in the comment section. Why do you blab so much? Well, folks, blabbers, you don't. The great thing about YouTube that we didn't have in the old day with television, and actually you got it with videos and you got it with television now to some degree, is you can fast forward through stuff, and you can fast forward through my blabbing at any time. All you got to do is look at my right up here, these what the hell are these things called, my little tabs up here, and you can see what I'm going to talk about next. Just fast forward to the next tab. But meanwhile, I'm going to talk about AI. I've been having so much fun with this chatopenai.com program. And one of the questions that I asked today, which kind of came off the top of my head, I thought, well, I'd like to have a good answer to explain to people out there that watch my videos, why was gold changed to a tier 1 asset? And so far, a lot of the answers that I'm getting from chatopenai.com seem to be reasonably true. There is some bias involved with this. Again, garbage in, garbage out. And I'm sure I have my bias as well, and as do other people. But I did like the answer to this. Gold was changed to a tier 1 asset by the Basel III Accords, which, and we know this, we talked about this for 1 or 2 years when I started doing my videos, which is an international regulatory framework for banks that aims to ensure financial stability globally. The change was made to recognize the role that gold plays as a store of value and a hedge against financial risk. By designating gold as a tier 1 asset, banks are able to hold it as a high-quality liquid asset, which can be used to meet their capital requirements. This change is seen as a positive development for gold market as it increases demand for gold and supports its use as a financial asset. And don't forget, folks, it's easy to, with so much stuff going on and the inactivity in gold, silver, and platinum markets here as of late. But gold is a tier 1 asset. Gold is, I believe U.S. dollar is a tier 1 asset. I didn't ask that question, but I believe U.S. dollar is still considered a tier 1 asset as well. But gold, I'd rather own gold than the U.S. dollar. And I think a lot of, again, that's an important factor that we have to remember. In the last 2 or 3 years, gold was changed to a tier 1 asset. And this is for the safety of banks. Banks are able to hold as a high quality liquid asset as opposed to other people's currencies. So this is important news. This is the reason why that gold is a good store of value. Why am I saying that? Because when banks understand that it is a good store of value by designating it as a tier 1 asset, and again, these are supposedly the smartest people out there, supposedly, that stockpile gold themselves and consider it as part of their backup system, then perhaps we should listen to that and do the same. But that's not what they tell us. They want you to keep holding on to their fiat crap paper money. But meanwhile, I asked, is there anything better than a tier 1 rated asset? And AI answers me, in terms of regulatory capital requirements for banks, there is no higher tier than tier 1 assets. Tier 1 assets are considered the highest quality and most liquid assets that banks can hold to meet their capital requirements. Now, again, folks, in the last couple of years, in Basel III, they made gold a tier 1 asset globally. Okay, so banks can hold gold, and they consider it just as liquid, just as important as holding U.S. dollars and what other tier 1 assets there are out there. Actually, I don't even know what a list of tier 1 assets would be. I would think that the U.S. dollar would be one of them. But let me move along here. However, it's worth noting that the different asset classes can have different risk profiles, so what might be considered better for a particular investor. This seems to be a canned answer that I get from AI all the time. It could depend on their investment goals and risk tolerance. I see this all the time. Again, I think this is just a canned answer that the AI is required to throw in there, so to let people know that, be careful in the decisions you make. There's people that think there's otherwise. But meanwhile, no relevance to what we're talking about. For some examples, some investors may prefer higher yielding assets that offer greater potential returns, even if they are not considered tier 1 assets. But that's not the question I asked. I asked, is there anything better than a tier 1 asset? All right. And it didn't give me a good example. It really didn't. I guess it basically, to some degree, it defaulted and said, yeah, it is. Because all it said here is, even if they're not considered. I didn't ask that question. Anyways, let me move along here. Wouldn't gold historically, and this question I asked, wouldn't gold historically be considered the safest of all tier 1 assets in today's world, given its historical track record as wealth preservation? And the AI program again answers me, gold is certainly considered by many investors as a safe haven asset and a store of value that has historically preserved wealth over time. As a result, gold is often used as a hedge against inflation, currency devaluation, or geopolitical risk, and has proven its resilience during times of economic and financial uncertainty. I love that. I wish I could have wrote it myself. Kind of did, in a way. Well, at least I can claim I did. No. But perfect answer. Writes it better than I can. And I would have to agree with this 100%. Given its long standard reputation and history as wealth preservation asset, many investors do consider gold to be the safest of all, he says it right here, safest of all tier 1 assets in today's world. All right, that's kind of a pretty powerful statement. However, it's important to note that different investors have different investment goals and risks, so it might be considered, again, that seems to be the caveat that this AI likes to throw in there. To let us know that, people have different tastes. You might want to look at this. This may not absolutely true. But again, the question I was asking, is it the safest tier 1 asset out there? It answered me yes. It also told us up here that a lot of investors considered it the number 1 tier 1 asset in the banking system out there. So, this tells you about the power of gold. A lot of people discount it. A lot of people say, oh, gold, it's already, it doesn't do anything. It hasn't got, well, folks, the question you have to ask yourself, why do these big, powerful bankers own it? Why do the big entities own it out there? You know why? Because it is it has a track record, it is a tier 1 asset, so on, so on. Meanwhile, I thought you'd like that little Q&A session I had with the AI program. I'm going to go into what the best deals are and best deals aren't. What do you want to start with, folks? Let's start with what the best deals aren't here. I'm going to do images first. You know, some of you are going to think, gosh, man, Brian just bags on Silver Eagles all the time. No, I love Silver Eagles. I remember selling Silver Eagles for a premium as low as spot plus $1.50 when silver was in its like nobody cared stage, which was what, 2015, I'm going to say 2014 or 15, 16, somewhere in that range. I was selling Silver Eagles a spot plus $1.50 on the retail level. All right. So I mean, I don't hate the product, loved it then, you know what I mean? Because even generics were costing me spot plus $1 or something like that, a spot plus 85 cents at the time. So, and remind you, this was when silver was kind of in its hated phase and unloved phase, kind of like where platinum's been for quite some time. So Silver Eagles, not the best deal out there, folks. Let me tell you what you should not be paying more than. I've got them here, unlimited quantities for spot plus $7 for Silver Eagles. Limited quantities. I don't have that many. If I got to order them for you, they're spot plus $8, okay? Don't recommend them, but if you have to have them, I got a limited quantity here at spot plus 7. If you want a large quantity of them, I can get them for spot plus 8 or less, again, for larger quantities. That's for Silver Eagles if you have to have them. But, folks, they're just crazy money, man. What are the best deals out there still? Well, I sound like a broken record, but I tend to do that sometimes. It's not hard to do in the gold, silver, and platinum YouTube talking head realm. Again, we're talking about the same stuff all the time. We're just talking about slightly moving prices on a daily basis, especially when you do daily videos like I do. All right. Oh, boy. Getting a loopy there. Best deals, I still would have to say, would be 100-ounce bars. 100-ounce silver bars. Let me type that in because nobody knows what a 100-ounce silver bar looks like unless I show them. You got to have some visual stuff here, too. I can bore you with my visuals. Trust me. I've bored myself with my own visuals. 100-ounce silver bars at spot plus. You shouldn't be paying more than spot plus $2.45 for 100-ounce bars. And what does that mean, really? We'll use 2009 as the current spot price right here. Crap. Market is open up here, isn't it? Market is open. All right, let's use 2008. If you were here sitting across from me right now and we were using 2008 silver, and I'm typing away on my calculator here and I'm giving you a price for a 100-ounce bar. For small quantities, I'm going to sell you 100-ounce bars for $2,253, again, which is about spot plus $2.45. What is the next best deal out there? I'm going to say kilo bars, silver bars, and I've got a good deal right now. I don't know how many I can get, but I can still get JBRs, which is a good U.S. manufacturer. Not the prettiest things. Come in nice little cardboard boxes, though. But doggone. Wow, these are even cheaper. I can sell you JBRs even cheaper than what I just quoted for 100-ounce bars, folks. What are the JBRs right now? They're going to be 2008, which I said the spot price was, plus $2.25. Man, I got to order more of those for sure. Times 32.15, which is what a kilo is in ounces. That puts JBR kilos at $717.90 per unit. Again, hard to beat at spot plus $2.25 for the JBR kilo bars. I can get Valcombis and metal ores for 25 cents an ounce more, which would be the next best deal. As far as 90% goes, constitutional silver, 90% silver coin, 905 silver coin. All right, well, that works close enough. 90%, not really, hang on. kinda. Here, let me, just because I'm going to say ADD about these kind of things, I just can't stand looking at the wrong number there. 90%, and then look, I'm going to look at a CPOIN. It's going to pull it up. Jeez, keep screwing that up. There we go. 90% U.S. silver coins, and then it pulls up moderns. Doggone it. I should have put constitutional silver. There you go. I've got the stuff here on sale. I've got U.S. half dollars for sale, no dimes and quarters. Sold all that stuff at spot plus $3. I think I got a bag left. If I got to order it for you, it's probably around spot plus $3.75 or spot plus $4 for 90% silver right now. Still too much money considering you can buy kilos of spot plus 2 1/4. You know what I forgot to mention is the 1 ounce silver, 1 ounce generic. There I go, 1 ounce generic. My fingers are not doing what I'm telling them to do. Silver rounds. It's called silver rounds, not bars. I still have a good deal on these, folks. Spot plus 260. It's hard to beat that price. Again, Silver Eagles, as much as I love the product, how do you recommend people buying Silver Eagles at spot plus $7 to $9? It's just hard to do when you can buy kilo bars at spot plus $2.25. I mean, $5 an ounce more. That's crazy, man. That's my recommendations when it comes to silver. As far as gold goes, 1 ounce gold bars, I'm almost going to repeat verbatim. There are no really bad deals in gold. I was bagging on Gold Eagles for a while when they were spot plus 150, 175, 2 1/4. I was really bagging them on when they were spot plus 200. But they're very reasonable right now. So again, still the best deals out there. You shouldn't be paying more than spot plus $70 on 1 ounce gold bars. We have them here at spot plus $70 and no more. And by the way, here comes my advertising. We are here in South Florida. I've been in this location since 1995. We are brick and mortar at Commercial Rare Coins. Been here a long time. Been doing this since 1977 myself personally. Long-time dealer here in South Florida. Started working for my father way back when. Again, opened this place in 1995. And we advertise to beat the local guys when it comes to precious metals, gold, silver, and platinum products, reasonably priced products. Also, we will beat the guys online like JM Bullion, Atmex Bullion, SD Bullion as well, who I like. SD is a very competitive company. And again, if you're going to be competitive and you want to sell a lot of product, who you got to beat? You got to beat the big boys out there. That's what we do. And we're a small brick and mortar that does that. It's like the hardware stores that are still currently in business. They work hard at beating the big retailers out there. Otherwise, they're not going to stay in business, and that's what us small bullion dealers do. So if you can't come and visit us at our brick and mortar store between 10 and 4, Mondays through Fridays in Lauderdale by the Sea at Commercial Rare Coins. And again, I'll show you the location here at the end. We do some shipping here, not online sales, but we do phone sales. But it has to be 100 ounces of gold or more and 1,500 ounces of silver or more in traditional wires is what we do in traditional forms of secure shipping. Meanwhile, got the advertising out of the way. If you want to know more about that, follow me to the end here where I show you our company website. What is the gold eagles and buffaloes at? I'm going to take a look here, but I think gold buffaloes and eagles are... boy, I like gold buffaloes. I got to admit, it is a pretty product. Let me take a look here and see what buffaloes are selling for, because they're probably about the same as eagle. Yeah, they are same as gold eagles. Spot plus $110 is what we're selling gold. But you shouldn't be really paying much more than spot plus 110. Again, we can sell them for less in larger quantities. So if you're looking to buy gold eagles, I don't think they're terrible at spot plus 110, but spot plus 70 on gold bars, you're saving what, $40 an ounce. So you can buy for every gold eagle that you buy for the same price. You can buy one of these 1 ounce gold bars, has the same amount of gold as a gold eagle, and a silver eagle too. Wow, you can buy a silver eagle too. So you can buy a gold bar and a silver eagle for the same price as one gold eagle. That seems more appealing to me, especially if you're buying larger quantities. Krugerrands, Maple Leafs, all those other products are in between that level too. I believe that Maple Leafs are, what are they, around 70, I'm going to say 80 to $85 Maple Leafs are. Sorry about that, just doing the math in my head. And Krugerrands are probably close to that level as well. If you're looking to buy fractional products, sovereigns, I think, well, hold on. I got some deals on French 20 francs right now that I can give you a really good price. French 20 franc gold, I can give you a good price on right now. 20 rank golds. There we go. 20 francs. Swiss 20 francs is what I've got. Those are French 20 francs right there, roosters and angels and other things. There's the angels. But generally, I can give you a good deal on those on fractionals. Gold Eagle fractionals, 10th ounces. I mean, crap, 10th ounces are 10th ounce gold eagles. You know, again, I like American products. 10th ounce gold eagles. Let me see if that's a good term that I can use to look those up. 10th ounce gold eagles. There we go. 10th ounce gold eagle, folks. I mean, 15% premium, all right? And that's competitive. That's competitive. I can sell them to you at like 14 and 15% over spot. And that's being real competitive. But that's still like way too high, man. On, you know, if you think about that, with gold, let's say gold is, what did I say? Oh, gosh darn, I forgot what I said gold was earlier. 1813. Let's just use 1813 on gold right now. And let's add 15%. You're basically paying $2,085 an ounce for 10th ounces, all right? Even gold eagles are cheaper than that. So you're paying over $2,000 an ounce for fractional gold eagles. Quarters and halves are a little more reasonable than that, but still really high premium. So I'm suggesting that you go out there and you look for things like French 20 francs, which are a little bit cheaper, British gold sovereigns, or whatever good gold deals that you can get out there from us. And again, if you don't live in South Florida and you can't order large amounts from us, from your good local coin dealer that can probably hook you up with some good stuff. Like I said, I always recommend before you go online shopping, nothing wrong with the big online guys that I offer to beat, but always recommend that you find a good local dealer first. Keep that money local if you can. All right, so kind of got into some gold and silver products, what to buy, what not to buy. You know, there's so many more things we can talk about, but these are the primary products, and I'm kind of giving you ranges right there, so some of you newer guys aren't paying too much out there or getting taken over the coals. And with spot prices being as low as they are, premiums, again, are still very reasonable, in my opinion, all right? Jim Rickards, what is that? That's an advertising, actually, on my video from last night, which says U.S. sanctions. Marcelo, my guy that does my video editing, spelled sanctions last night with an E, sanctions. Boy, you talk about embarrassing. It's not his fault, man. He was up late kind of getting that stuff done, so he does a lot of editing. But I think we did get it spelled right, except some of the videos that I posted in other areas like LinkedIn, it still showed up as S-E-N, sanctions. Sanctions. All right, let me answer questions from last night's video and get through this video here really quickly, because I did say I was going to keep it quick, and I always say that, but I never managed to do that. Close your eyes if you get dizzy, and I'm going to take a quick sip here because my throat is a little bit dry. Hey, let's see what's going on in Key West right here before that. You see how easy it is to distract me here? Take a look at that. Lots of folks still having a good time out there. Actually, I'm seeing if I can see my employee Dave down there just walking around. No, he's not. I can see why he's down there, though. Okay. All right, let's move along here. All right. Beto D says, what's a good buy right now, silver or gold for long term? Well, I think anything that is a cheap premium and a recognizable product, Beto D is a great buy. So stick with 100-ounce bars, kilos, 1-ounce bars. Your price per ounce factor is so much better than the American Eagles and other products. So that would be my recommendation. Barracuda. Yeah, I seen them in a concert down at Miami. Oh, my gosh, where was it? Miami. Marina, you know, or the place, I forget what it was, but I saw Hart down there at one time, and I think I saw him with, who else? I saw him in conjunction with, oh man, Against the Wind, you know, the guy that sang Against the Wind or something like that. Oh, see, I'm losing it, all right. Anyways, getting sidetracked here. Thanks, Rick, appreciate that. Yeah, well, no, they're not, man. They're, you know, too big to jail. I always said too big to fail, not just too big to fail, too big to jail. And please, please, please. Anxious Stacker says, yep, the lower prices, the better for me. I like to have thousands of ounces, not just hundreds, before prices take off. Good for you, man. Hope you keep loading up there. Precious metals are a long-term hold anyway, so I'm not planning on ever selling unless I'm flipping a piece to make a little extra cash, put it right back into other weight. Actually, a very smart move there, man. Thanks for the breakdown, Brian. I wish I was living in Florida instead of this liberal town in Washington. I'd love to come visit the shop and chat. I wish you could too. Thanks for commenting, Anxious Stacker, and keep stacking like you are. Sounds like you got it all together there. Novella Ivanicic says, it's no longer story of the world's expansion of global economic. I'm so happy I'm receiving. Oh my God, I got roped in again. Damn it. Hi, user from channel. That's a 32 replies. That is a crypto scammer right there. Sorry about that. You almost had me. So I don't care if I get your name wrong. Amy Colgrove says the wisest thing that should anyone's buying current should be to invest in different streams of income that doesn't depend on the government. Yeah, I got my doubts about this one too. Let's see. iDay here. What about XRP? No, man, that's another one that didn't quite make it here. Gonna have to hide that one as well. Boy, I guess we're getting quite a few spammers out there when it comes to crypto. Rob F, what's up, dude? Linda Compton, thank you very much. I appreciate that. 24 Karat says COMEX was established to repress commodities. Interesting that you said that. I've read some things on that, and that's kind of like a whole topic by itself. But in my opinion, the industrial use of silver is not a tailwind. It is a headwind. Look what happened to platinum when its industrial use increased. The world cannot afford $50 silver. Industry cannot afford $50 silver. Well, the world can't afford, $4 gas, $5 gas, $7, but we better get used to it. And I think it's going to be the same thing with commodities and gold and silver. I believe that gasoline and oil prices have been repressed for so long, because of it's good for our country. I think that, and people made a lot of money repressing the price of gasoline and oil, I suppose, as well. Because if you think the silver market is rigged, wait till you probably start looking into other markets like the oil markets, COMEX oil markets, COMEX cotton markets, COMEX grain markets, whatever it may be. I'm sure those markets are just as monkey hammered and just as much played with. But let me stick with gold and silver. That's my expertise. Thanks for commenting, 24 Karat. I appreciate that. Oregon Matrix says, all by design, all has purpose, all for their agenda. Can't argue with that. Thanks for watching. Tree Climber, what's up? Can't argue with, but that's a drinking word tonight. Can't argue with that. All right, for now on, every time I say can't argue with that, you have to take a sip. I'm going to do that right now as well. Hang on a second. It's funny when you do videos like this, you start to notice words that you repeat often, or things that you do often, your little slip-ups. I do listen to my videos, as painful as it may be for me. I don't know about you guys. It's kind of listening to yourself is kind of a little bit weird. And probably listening to me, period, is just weird, I would bet. Lepe says, sanctions, huh? Okay, sanctions. Okay, sanctions. He got me. Yeah, that was right, sanctions, huh? Oh, yeah, Marcelo got it wrong. He spelled it E-N. It wasn't my fault. I got to admit that. I'm just going to throw all the blame on him. But, yep, it was sanctions. Oh, what a blatant error, too. I'm going to buy my precious metals from a guy that spells sanctions with an E. No, I'm only kidding. It was a mistake. It was not his mistake on his part. Until the miners hold production and starve the market and break the COMEX, nothing will change. We'll see, Jay. Let's see what happens. I think that's going to happen as well. The purity is the only issue for me if I buy gold, silver labeled 4 9s, as if I'm going to buy it using in my lab. Still 22 in the clickbait picture. Sorry about that. I got a little distracted here. I just saw a young man. It's spring break here, and we have a lot of young people walking by, and I just saw a young man. Looks like he's had a few beers. He was leaning on my window there. Anyway, kind of fun. This time of year is kind of interesting. Steve Newberry says, let's make America a better place. Run over YouTube Central. Yeah. Can't argue with that, Steve. And that. And can't argue. Got 2 drinks, right? Can't argue with that. There's a 4th drink. Oh, you guys are going to be wasted by the time you're done with this. I'm going to have another one, too. One more last sip here. We're getting close to the end here, too, folks. Silver Liner says, did you mean sanctions? Yes, not sanctions. I'm never going to let sanctions down. Sanctions. Marcelo, gosh, you got to watch what you're doing there, buddy. Steve Newberry, Trump, yep. Rather not kind of say, well, I'm going to say it, Trump 2024. Let's see what happens in that election coming up. We got Governor Ron DeSantis running as well. Possibly. He hasn't come out and openly said he was. Maybe he won't. All right, but it's looking like that's a possibility here, and I got mixed feelings about that as far as that goes. However, let me not get into who I'm voting for, who I don't like, who I do like. Well, I can tell you, I like everybody but this current administration, and I like everybody but the blue party. I don't like everybody. I just dislike this blue party, and I dislike this current administration so much more. Again, I guess it's a lesser evil thing at this point. Enjoy the Dream Life says, it'll take a long time for China and Russia to topple U.S. greenback. 98% of the world trade is accounted in U.S. dollars, but that is shrinking. There is a large amount of petrodollars out there that are traded between Saudi Arabia and the U.S. Even the Saudis are talking about dumping the petrodollar and trading in their own units and trading with the Chinese in yuan, and they're talking about backing the gold in yuan. So at some point, all empires decline, all fiat currencies turn to dust at some point, and unfortunately, I think we're probably even less than that 98% mark. But again, all that money is going to come flooding back here at Dream Life. And manipulation, gold and silver. If gold has been one of the best investments in the last 30 years, not counting the last 10, then how is it manipulated? Well, watch Ted Butler's videos. Go to butlerresearch.com, read some of his free articles. He's got a free article section there. You can go back to some degree and read the earlier stuff, but you can really get a lot of meat out of that and get an idea how it is manipulated. And you also ask, why is everyone wanting gold to skyrocket when they keep saying gold is money and not an investment? Contradictions galore. Gold bugs talking about outside of their mouth. Well, there's a lot of gold bugs out there with a lot of different opinions. So if you listen to opinions from all different gold bugs, you are going to get people that are going to contradict each other for sure. If you're listening to my channel, my primary thing about gold and silver and platinum is it is about wealth preservation. It's not about investment per se. It's an investment in wealth preservation, all right? And it has a history and a track record of that. We know that for a fact. Can you make a lot of money in gold, silver, and platinum? Well, I think if you time it correctly, and you're buying physical at a low enough price, and when you have your oh shit moment in gold, silver, and platinum, just like every market has an oh shit moment when it's peaking and going to its very top prices, and we'll get that gold. We'll get a bubble in gold, silver, and platinum. All these markets bubble. Even gold, silver, and platinum will at some point. You got to look at it again as wealth preservation. So I think that there's a lot of people out there that pump gold, silver, and platinum as getting rich quick. And you know who those YouTubers are out there. In fact, a lot of them sell just or advise people to buy overpriced, high-priced products. That there's high premiums on. Well, anyways, let me move along here. God, I'm enjoying the crowds that are walking by here. Christopher McCormick says, I know for certain we'll wake up and have the proverbial oh shit moment sometime in the near future, stacking for the day in low premium weight. John Wishart says, JP Morgan hoodwinked no one. They are all on the con. Yeah, that's true. Veteran Prepper 1 says, the history of irredeemable paper money repeats itself whenever and wherever it is used. It increases present prices, dilutes labor, with the, oh boy, very heady stuff here. In fact, if you would, folks, pause this and read this. I read this earlier. I think it's a very astute comment made by Bradley here, and I would have to agree with that for the most part. Anyway, thank you, Bradley. Appreciate that. I did read your comment earlier today. Philip Stanton says it's a great time to add your stack. The Crimex is doing us a favor. Keep prices low. That oh shit moment is coming. I have to agree with that as well. Douglas Flandemeyer says we have heard paid $920 million fine thing. When did they pay it? Who got the money? I never followed up with that, but I suspect that they did pay it. $920 million fine is nothing when you probably made $9 billion from your crooked dealings, all right? But thanks for commenting, Douglas, and that is interesting thought. Who did get it? That's a lot of money to get. So where did that money go to? Empty-headed, I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say that either. Oh, gosh, you always get one in the crowd there. I hope you have a good evening anyway, sir, ma'am, whatever you choose to be. Drew Becker says, do you think you could ramble less? I read that earlier. I started laughing. The message is great. Just get to it. Drew, I'm sorry, man. If you know me, that's like my friends. Friends of you. you know, certain people that are your friends, you know that they're going to ramble, and before they get to the story, you're going to hear a bunch of stuff. You're going to hear this. It's just who they are, and that's kind of who I am, Drew. I'm sorry about that. I'm not going to be able to change that. But I did say earlier that there is a fast forward button. You can fast forward through this stuff pretty good. Maybe get to the meat of everything, and fast forward through my rambling. Thanks for watching, Drew. Even if I do ramble a little bit, I appreciate you taking the time to watch my rambles. Michael Matthews says, just a random thought, if people keep changing omitting history, soon there'll be nothing to complain about. That's true. Then what happens? Don't know. Told you so. If the silver market is so crooked, why get sucked into participating in a crooked market? John Edwin Oliver, that is a question that a lot of folks ask me that haven't watched my videos so many times in the past. Of course, the game is rigged, but if you don't play, you can't win. And we know how the game is rigged. We know that who rigs the game. It's the big commercial, especially in silver, the big commercial short positions. They wash out the managed money. And it's kind of like a $5 rinse and cycle thing that we see throughout the year here. But once you know how the game is rigged, and once you also know that what you're buying is you're buying commodity on the cheap here. It's like being able to buy gasoline for $1 or $2 a gallon, you know, and knowing that that price is rigged. Man, I'm buying $1.2 gasoline. That can't be right. That can't be right. But how do you complain about that? How do you complain about buying commodities so much in the cheap? And the manipulation is down to the cheap side when it comes to giving us the ability to buy this physical metal really cheap. And that's my opinion. A lot of people feel the same way. Thanks for that comment, John. Appreciate that. Theodore says the U.S. dollar is nothing but paper. Money has no value, but you can still wipe your butt with it, unlike cryptos. I know I said that, just lost a few viewers. Thanks, Theodore, appreciate that. Shep says, thanks for another great show. Thank you, appreciate that. Laughter, laughter, laughter. I'm not sure if you're laughing with me or laughing at me. Am I clown funny or am I haha funny? That's the question I'm asking you, Mr. Calouse. So, buy stock says not so fast. Thank you, appreciate that, but not so fast, LLO. Yeah, well, I'm not quite sure you lost me on that, dude, but how you doing? Nice to see you commenting as well. Hope everything's going well in the stock world. Hey, listen, folks, I'm going to call it quits here. You can catch me out here in Twitter world. I'm actually getting new people here one at a time that are liking my tweets. Got a few new. How many people actually like me out here? Again, this is kind of new for me. Wow, I got 37 people that are following me. And I'd like to thank all of them out there. But again, I can answer questions out there. So if you are on Twitter, I do like Twitter because Elon owns it. That's why I'm trying to spend some more time out there. Meanwhile, you can also, if you don't catch me here on this particular social media site, maybe you'll catch me over here. The reason, and if you don't catch me in either places, look for me in jail. No, I'm just kidding. A bad joke. I know that was a bad joke. Look, it would be more than likely it's going to be a censorship jail somewhere. But that was my look. There it is. There's sanctions. There it is. Okay, it still hasn't changed on Rumble, sadly. So everyone that's watched Rumble thinks I'm an idiot still too. U.S. sanctions take. Thank you, Marcelo. It's sanctions, not sanctions. There it is again. U.S. sanctions. See, that's what I've been razzed about, and I did it right. But anyways, funny stuff. You can catch me here too. Again, like I said, if you ever find one day you won't catch me on that one channel, and I don't think it's a bad idea to subscribe to this channel too if you haven't. There's a lot of videos and things you can watch out here that you can't see in the other particular social media groups. Meanwhile, where can you find me? If you want to buy gold, silver, and platinum here in South Florida, you can find me at Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals in beautiful Lauderdale by the Sea. We're open 10 to 4 Mondays through Fridays. Call us anytime at this number. We advertise to beat SD, JM, APMEX Metals, also the locals down here when it comes to gold, silver, and platinum products. And if you live outside my area here, we do sell online, not online, but we do sell over the phone. But you have to buy more than 100 ounces of gold, more than 1,500 ounces of silver from us in order to do that. You can call us at that number if you're buying larger amounts of gold and silver and you don't live in South Florida. If you can't buy those larger amounts like that and you can't visit us in South Florida, folks, I do highly recommend you find yourself a good local dealer. Try to keep that money local. Again, if you don't live in our local area and you can't deal with this. But meanwhile, thanks for watching, and really appreciate all those likes and subscribes. Make sure you hit that little bell button that tells you when my new videos come up. And again, thanks for watching. Talk to you soon. Bye now.